Rudy So from SarahFit.com, and today I have an amazing breakfast recipe for you that I have every year on Christmas Day. This video is part of a special holiday playlist featuring other YouTube channels and their favorite Christmas breakfast ideas. So feel free to go ahead and click down below to see what some of the other amazing and delicious recipes include. So to start, we are making a vegetable crustless quiche. We're gonna use a little bit of quinoa, some kale, and some onion. Feel free though to use what vegetables you like or you have on hand. You could also go ahead and use spinach and some mushrooms or red peppers. So we are going to be using sauteed kale, 2 cups. We're also gonna be using 1 serving of quinoa that's already been cooked. That's 1/4 of a cup. And also you wanna saute about 1 to 1.5 small onions. Comes out to be about 3/4 of a cup when they're raw. Then you want to cook them down. Make sure you get a nice little caramelized texture. So once you have those already cooked, you're going to go ahead and you're going to add 2 whole eggs. Again, I like to use cage-free organic. So we've got 1 full egg. You need 2 real eggs and 4 egg whites. Now, this is going to allow us to increase the volume without really adding too much extra fat calories. And now we're going with the egg whites. Feel free to go ahead and separate the egg whites in advance before going into the bowl if you're new, because once you add that yolk, you're donezo. So once you have your eggs and egg whites, you are going to add a cup of milk. Now, I like to use almond milk. Use what you have on hand. If you're gonna use almond milk, go for an unsweetened version. This is actually Silk's Pure Almond. It's only 30 calories per serving. A lot of unsweetened almond milks are more than that by 10 calories, but still, it's a little bit less. Next, you're gonna add in 4 Laughing Cow wedges. Today, we're gonna be using the mozzarella sun-dried tomato basil because it has a little bit more flavor than the originals. But again, if your store doesn't have it, you can go ahead and use the original flavor, or feel free to maybe try the garlic. You guys know that I love Laughing Cow. It's an amazing calorie-controlled cheese that is delicious and creamy. So we're gonna go ahead and add 4 ounces, which means 4 servings. So we've added 4 ounces of these. It's actually the end of my package. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and stir it all up. Make sure it gets to be one kind of creamy consistency. And you might wanna mash up some of the cheeses. Baking is also a workout, especially when you have a whisk. If you're ever making a cake when you whisk, it's kind of like an arm workout. Try holding it up kind of like a baby. Then you get both arms are working, but make sure you switch so your arms are even. All right, I think we've got a nice little creamy consistency there. I'm just gonna go ahead and add a teaspoon of garlic. Now, I'm the lazy chef, so I've got crushed garlic. A teaspoon equals about 1 clove. However, if you have fresh garlic, go ahead and chop up a clove and use that. I like having garlic in a lot of different things, so when I have it kind of in a jar, it's easy to use it in whatever I want. Next, we're gonna add a little bit of 1/2 teaspoon of crushed pepper. I'm just gonna eyeball it, but if you're at home and you wanna make sure that the measurements are right, I'm gonna use 1/2 teaspoon. I'm gonna use a teaspoon of sea salt. This is Himalayan sea salt from Trader Joe's. And just a dash of cayenne pepper because I like a little bit of spice. Again, if you don't like spice, don't add this, keep this out. All right, now we are going to add in the onions. And if you don't like onions, you can skip this part. You can go ahead, maybe do some mushrooms. And then I'm gonna go ahead and I already sauteed this kale. Just do it on medium. You wanna make sure until it's wilted. And this is 2 cups of uncooked kale. This is what it looks like afterwards. And we are going to stir this again, mix it all together. Looks delicious. You can even add a little bit of ham if you wanted. I'm a big fan of ham. You could do bacon. Of course, bacon's not the healthiest option, but you can do that. And so what we're gonna do now is we're going to grease the pan actually with a little bit of EVOO. Add in the quinoa onto the bottom. I'm gonna kind of spread it out. so it's kind of evenly placed. Just pat it down onto the bottom lightly, make sure it's spread out. And then we're going to pour the mixture on top. Our oven is already preheated on 350. And get the rest in here. All right, and here we go. Now just kind of evenly spread it around. It looks delicious. I'm excited. So now we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna pop it in the oven. Now, depending on your oven at home, the time may be different. If you have a nice skillet, you can actually cook it on the stovetop for about 8 to 10 minutes and then pop it in the oven for an additional 10 minutes. I today could not find my beautiful rustic skillet that I like to use for my quiches, so I'm just using a pie pan and we're just gonna pop it straight into the oven. So with my family, we put it in the oven and then we open up our stockings, and by the time we're done, it's ready to be eaten. So let's put it in and see how it comes out. So I just took it out of the oven. We had it in there for 35 minutes and I am so excited to cut into it because it looks absolutely delicious. Your family is definitely gonna love having this on Christmas morning. So let's take a dive in and see how yummy it looks. So you can actually serve this as is. Little secret, my family actually always also makes a coffee cake, and so this is our answer to having a little bit of protein and some vegetables with our sugar and fat-loaded coffee cake. It is one amazing coffee cake, but this is our way to balance it out. So here we go. It looks phenomenal. I'm really excited, and I hope you guys are too, to make it as well for your holidays. And if you have any questions, leave it down below. And if you did make it, leave a comment. Let me know if your family loved it or if you did a substitution. I'll see you soon.